Okay, so I'm on the jobs page of ejigo.com here, and I'm logged in as Sarah Jane Pryor, and I've just done a little search for a music position in Malaysia, and I'm quite interested in this one. So I'm going to have a look at the extended job details for this position, have a look at the employer details, more employer details, images and a map. And I've also added this employer to one of my employers, which allows you to save and keep track of employees that you're particularly interested in. Now, I'm interested in applying for this position, so I'm going to add it to a list of possibles here. And just because we're testing, I'm going to add it to my shortlists as well. Now, once you've added to these lists, if you click them again, it will take you to the list, and you can see here I've got my employers, possibles, and some short lists. Pending applications we'll come to later. She does have 2 active applications at the moment and non-completed. Okay, we're back on the management screens here, and I've decided to apply for this vacancy of music teacher here. Incidentally, you can see Sarah Jane now has a vacancy in her completed directory. This grade 5 teacher application was unfortunately unsuccessful, but it's good because the system will immediately tell you through message and email that your application has been unsuccessful. So I want to apply for this position. All I need to do is add to pending applications, and then in that folder start the application wizard. Nothing sent at this point. We're just merely building up this application. Okay, so we have 4 tabs here. The first tab is the My Details tab, which is a collection of all the data that you only need to enter once and is used throughout all of your applications. Your personal details, educational history, career, subjects, skills, sports, achievements, professional development, and there'll be a separate video on this further. The second page is the letter of application. Now I want to go through the functionality of this page with you in some detail. You notice at the top it's saved as a draft. Now when it's saved as a draft, the application will not be able to be sent. It can only be sent when you've saved it as complete, but of course you must make sure that you've completed it, and you can switch between these two at any time, but it's good to save it as a draft until you've absolutely certain it's finished. Now you'll also notice here, I'm just going to skip over templates for a moment, that for this particular vacancy the school is asking for specific information, so in this case you obviously would need to read that and include that in your application letter. Now you can type if you wish, but another great feature here is we have something called a template manager, and you can create templates and simply insert them into the editor here. And for this particular position I might want to make some changes and such, and this is where I can now save this template as another template. So I might call this one music and save it. And if I was to go back then to my template folder here, you'll see that I have 2 letters now that I can use. So that's a really great way to manage your applications and to save them. So I'm going to, for testing purposes, just flag this one as complete for now, and I'll see that we've got 2 green numbers here. The next page is the references section. Now you have to define your referees beforehand from your My Details section. And here's the 3 that Sarah Jane has, and you'll see that for this particular vacancy 2 references are required, and we've selected 0 at the moment. So I'm going to select Mrs. Pauline Gregg and Mr. Derek Stroud as my referees for this position. And once that's done, you'll notice that this referee selection is now complete. If you were to select 3, then it would be incomplete and you wouldn't be able to make the application. But you can change, so I might decide to use Pippa Cowley instead of Derek Stroud. Okay, so we're now in a position to actually apply for this position. You can see my details are complete, my letter of application is complete, and the references selection is complete. All I need to do now is submit this application. And there's your confirmation, it's been sent. You can track now from your active applications folder. So if I go back to active applications, you will see there it is. I've got some new messages. You can see the status of the application. It will tell you at every stage, and that's basically how to do your first application.